Bo flows, baby. What a shot for Bo Bichette as the Blue Jays come from behind to beat the Los Angeles Angels 4-3 in Anaheim and now run their record to 5-3 on the season. And just a beautiful job. Bo Bichette, I thought Bassett was, well, we can all agree he was substantially better. The command was off at times, but overall, a really good night for Chris Bassett. The bullpen, as much as it got hairy at times, did their job, and you got the big hit. That's the big thing. You got the big knock in the big situation. Bo Bichette doing Bo Bichette things in the big moments. Outstanding stuff for Bo Bichette. Now, let's get to this ball game as a whole. Chris Bassett starts the game off walking Taylor Ward. Not great. Then Mike Trout gets a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle. You know what he's going to do with that. Disposes of it in left center field and out of the ballpark's 2-run shot. There's still nobody out in the first. So Chris Bassett's stuff with the Blue Jays still not going great. He's got Kirky behind the dish, a guy who's only caught him once in spring training. This might get rough. He settles down, gets out of that inning. Clean second, clean third. The Jays offense, though, still hasn't gotten anything going. Can't get that big hit. Jays get a couple runners on. Gets Vladdy at third base. I think there's runners at the corners, I believe. With one out. Espinal, ground ball to second. And we're like, no, it's not any double play. Well, a really bad flip from Brandon Drury to David Fletcher at second. Fletcher's off balance, fires to first. Not in time. Espinal is safe at first. He beats it out. He was hustling right out of the box. Vladdy comes in to score. The Jays have cut the deficit in half. It's now 2-1. Great stuff there. Right? We move ahead to the bottom of the fourth inning. They have guys at first and third with one out, I believe. David Fletcher bunts. Boogie's on the first baseline. Bassett comes off the mound, picks up the ball as he's like sliding, and he flips it to Vladdy. And it looks to me he's got him out. Well, umpire goes safe. He's off the base. And I'm like, oh, I mean, I look at his feet. He does look like he straddled the base a little bit, but he must have touched it. Vladdy immediately, right, into the dugout. Let's get a review of this thing. Come on. Like, no way in hell. You look at the replay. Clearly his right foot is not on the base. But his left foot, if you've ever played the game of baseball, whether you're a base runner, right? A base runner, let's say in Pee Wee or Mosquito. Remember when you couldn't take leadoffs and you had to stay on the base, right? You couldn't stay. And what'd you always do? You didn't always put your foot on the base. No, sometimes you put it beside the base, but you hug it to the base, right? You know, stuff like that. Or when you're trying to turn a double play at second base. I've played second base all my life. So you put your foot on the side of second base. You're still in contact with the base. Makes it an easier transition. And it looked to me that left foot of Vladdy was doing exactly that. Because when he pulled his foot away, it's not like it was just didn't touch the base or anything. No, he pulls it straight back and his toes hit the base. Which tells me that he is right tight to the base. But the umpires say there's no concrete evidence. He's safe. The run scores. It would have scored anyways because only one out. Vladdy thinks it's ridiculous. He must, even after they called him safe, he's like, that's like, come on, that's ridiculous. But then the baseball gods had other things to say. Ground ball up the middle. Espinal picks it up. He's basically running on top of the base, touches second on the first, double play, inning over. Ball don't lie. We move on. Top of the seventh inning. 2 on, 2 out. Bo Bichette at the dish. If you've watched the last couple of games of the Blue Jays, they've I don't know, I can't remember which game it was, but they flashed on the screen the Jays with runners in scoring position and 2 out. It's been pretty bad, right? It's been pretty bad. At one point, they were like 0 for 22 or some stupid number like that. That's bad. That's really bad. With 2 out, a 1-1 count, Jimmy Herget on the mound, he came in to face. Actually, I think he came in to face George Springer now that I think about it. Either way. He came into, how many pitches? Yes, he came in to face George Springer because here he says 4 pitches and it's a 1-1 count to Bo. So there you go. So he came in to face Springer. Springer hit a single the other way. Bo Bichette comes up. It's a 1-1 count. And if you watch Jimmy Herget, he's got that herky-jerky delivery. And it's a curveball from him. And Bo is all over it. All over this breaking ball as it's down in the zone. But he golfs at it, drills it. And the celly for Bo says everything as this one leaves the yard. A 3-run shot for Bo Bichette. Kiermaier's jumping out of the dugout. He's fired up. And the Jays are now in front 4-3. Massive stuff for Bo Bichette and the Blue Jays as they're now in front. And right after the home run, I think to myself, we need 9 outs. Just get me 9 outs and end the ball game. First guy out of the bullpen, Jimmy Garcia. Guy named David Fletcher doesn't strike out very much. Strikes about a 97-mile-an-hour fastball up and away. Beautiful stuff from Jimmy Garcia there. Next batter, Taylor Ward. I believe he hit a fly ball to center field, I believe. I could be wrong with that, but I'm going to guess center field. And he's out. 2 down. Mike Trout then comes up. 2 out, nobody on. Exactly the way you want Mike Trout to be. And it's a fly ball to George Springer. No problem. Inning over. Neat and tidy for Jimmy Garcia. Fantastic stuff. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Eric Swanson comes up. And look, great hitters battle you. So Shohei Ohtani comes up with Eric Swanson on the mound. And Swanson makes some pretty good pitches, but Shohei fouls them off. And the one he doesn't foul off, it's kind of a hanger a little bit from Eric Swanson. He drills it to right field, and it's not a very tall wall in right, but it hits the middle of the wall. It stays in play. It's a double for Ohtani. Nobody out. Next up, I believe, is Hunter Renfroe is next. And he rips one to left field, but right at Dalton Varsho. Thank God. Then a deep fly ball to center field. Kiermaier on the edge of the warning track makes the play. Thank goodness. And then who's after that? Brandon Drury? Yeah, Brandon Drury pops one up down the right field line. Vladdy goes out, obviously running backwards. Espinal's flying across the field. Springer's coming in, and I'm like, oh God, oh God, oh God, oh God. Springer doesn't look like he calls anybody off, but dudes do peel off because that is Springer's ball. And Springer makes the running catch to end the inning. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Man, that got hairy with Shohei at third base. And Swanson goes in inning, allows 1 hit, no problem. Jimmy Garcia, clean inning, 1 strikeout, no problem. Jordan Romano goes out there, and they did a great job because what that means, Romano's got to now face 7, 8, and 9 in the order. You might not even see the top of the lineup if Romano does his job properly. And Gio Urshela on the first pitch pops up to center field, 1 out. Good stuff. Next up, the catcher, the young guy. Can't remember his name. Can't pronounce his name even. And I think he hits a fly ball to Varsho. No problem. Gets jammed in the inner half. Great stuff. 2 down. Then Fletcher comes up. Bouncing ball to second base. Nice barehanded play from Espinal. Gets him at first to end the ball game. And the Blue Jays win it 4-3 in Anaheim. Great stuff from the Blue Jays. Their pitching staff was great. They settled in nicely after that first inning. Great stuff. Romano picks up his league-leading 4th save on the season and goes a clean inning. No problem for Jordan, and he very limited pitches, too. He didn't throw very many. Offensively, yeah, the big fella's got it done. Bo Bichette, 2 for 4 with a run scored. 3 RBIs, obviously on the bomb. Vladdy, 2 for 4 with a run scored. The young fellas, we all love them. They did it tonight. 4 hits total for those guys combined. 9 hits total for the Blue Jays. George Springer had a hit. I think Whit Merrifield had a hit. Kiermaier had a hit. Espinal had 1 or 2 hits. I can't remember. I would have wrote down if he had 2. So he had 1 hit today. Look, they did their job. Only struck out 7 times in the game. They walked once. They've won 4 in a row. They're 5-3 on the year. I've said it, and I'll say it again. I want this team to win this series for one particular reason. Then you come home with, at the very worst, a 6-4 record. Of a 10-game road trip to start the season, and you're 6-4. That's a really, really good start to the year if you can do it. We'll have to see, though. Jose Barrios gets the ball for the Blue Jays tomorrow against Tyler Anderson at 9:07. So great news a little bit earlier than tonight. Thank God. Jose Barrios needs a good start. He needs it. He was not good in his first outing. He was not good last year. He needs a good start. Let's see what happens. All right, so you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and the W today, smack that like button. I do appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Blue Jays? The Twitter and Instagram links are down below. So follow up there if you guys have not done so already. The TikTok and Discord links are down there as well. So follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys. Raptors play Sunday against Milwaukee in the finale of the season before the play-in on Tuesday. It's a 1 o'clock tip-off there against the Bucks at Scotiabank Arena. As for the Leafs, they're back in action tomorrow night in the final home game of the regular season as they host the Montreal Canadiens at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And as for the Blue Jays, like we talked about, they're in action tomorrow. Jose Barrios, Tyler Anderson is the pitching matchup in Game 2 of the 3-game set against the Angels. The Jays look to at least win the series. 9:07 first pitch there tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game today. We'll talk to you guys then.